Hey everyone, Andrew back again and welcome to another video, and as you can tell from the title I'm here with the Halloween 2018 movie review / opinions. I'm going to try and keep this brief. I could ramble on, I know I could, but I'm going to try and keep things brief. Now there will be a few minor spoilers. I'm going to try and not go too specific into certain scenes, but if you guys have seen the film you'll know what I'm talking about. Now, you guys know how much I love this franchise. I've been a fan of it for quite a long time. I have quite a large collection in regards to it. And I'd love to sit here and say that this movie was amazing, that I loved it, and that it was everything that I was wanting it to be after an almost 10-year wait since the last film. Complete opposite, I was bitterly disappointed with this movie. Now, there were a few good things about the film. The best thing about the film easily was Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode. She was amazing, closely followed by James Courtney as Michael or the Shape. He had big shoes to fill and he pulled off the role of Michael perfectly. He was absolutely awesome. So well done to that. The mask looked really, really good. I already knew what it looked like, but on screen it looked really, really good. Also want to mention Laurie's granddaughter. Sorry, I forget her name. She was great, she was really good, and the chemistry between her and Laurie was fantastic, very, very realistic and believable. I also really liked the sheriff's character, again, sorry I forget his name. The music, for the most part, and the soundtrack was really, really good. The opening credits I really, really liked, that's all I'll say on that. And the cinematography and the way the movie was shot looked really, really good. And that is it. That is all the good things that I have to say. Now on to the negatives, and I could ramble on, but I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to keep things brief. But as I said at the beginning of the video, if you've seen this movie, you'll know what I'm talking about without me needing to go into too much detail. Okay, where to start? The dialogue, the writing in this movie was horrific. Terrible, terrible writing and dialogue. Way too many comedic one-liners, including some really, really cringy ones. The worst one for me was definitely the peanut butter line with the father. I hated the father's character, by the way, and that line with the whole peanut butter thing was just terrible. The next thing that I had a major issue with was the amount of filler within this movie. There were way too many characters for starters, and there were way too many unnecessary sort of drama-themed side stories going on that took me out of this movie. Yeah, just way too much filler, way too many characters. I didn't like most of the teenage cast besides Laurie's granddaughter. They were all generic as hell. The fact that Laurie wasn't Michael's sister in this, we already knew it, but it definitely bothered me. This movie, let's be honest, it should have been a direct sequel to Halloween 2. They should have kept the whole brother-sister thing with Laurie and Michael, considering there was quite a lot of family emphasis within this film with Laurie, the daughter and the granddaughter. And Laurie spent the last 40 years of her life dedicated to this, so I think the movie would have benefited, been a little bit more realistic if Laurie and Michael had been brother and sister. I quite like that aspect of the franchise, so that would have been good for me. I'm not going to go into scene specifics here, but there was way too many recreated scenes for my liking from previous movies, and it wasn't just subtle, guys, it was blatantly thrown in your face, left, right and centre at some points. A lot of different characters and names were also mentioned, which I didn't have a problem with. I mean, that's fine, but there was no originality within this film, and I guess it's hard coming up with original stuff with a franchise that's been on for 40 years, but I mean, I think they could have done a little bit better in that aspect. Just way too many recreated scenes and stuff we've seen before. The ending in the finale was kind of underwhelming. I mean, the last 15 minutes in Laurie's house battling Michael was the best part of this film, but it was still pretty underwhelming. I was really hoping that the finale with her and Michael would beat out H2O, which is the best finale within the franchise in my opinion, and it didn't even come close. The ending felt really, really lackluster and rushed, and again, we've seen it before within a previous Halloween film. And I know that this movie dismisses previous sequels, but that was really hard for me to get out of my head, the fact that we'd had several sequels before this film. It was just really difficult. The kills, I'm mixed on this. There were a lot of off-screen kills, which was kind of disappointing, and I was kind of wanting a little bit more gore and brutality on screen, which we didn't really see. I mean, I will give them props for the kills. They kept within this sort of traditional Halloween style, which was good. But yeah, there were just too many off-screen kills for my liking. And the one thing that it came this close to completely ruining the film for me was the stupid twist with Dr. Satan and Michael. Now, the Doctor was good at the start at Smith's Grove, but that's where they should have ended his character, at Smith's Grove. But as the movie went on and the more scenes with the Doctor, it just felt like a massive disrespect and a slap in the face to the Loomis character, and that twist was fucking stupid. It was horrendous. I don't know who came up with that, who thought it was a good idea, but it was not. And that is all I'm going to say on that. That almost completely ruined the film for me. It took me out of the film, to be honest. I hated it. So yeah, there you go, guys. That's pretty much all I have to say on Halloween 2018. Very, very disappointing. Yeah, very disappointed with this. So I don't want to go on too much longer. That's been my review. I hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you for watching.